I think there are a couple of companies you could use as examples that are doing it right, like News Corp and New York Times. You know, they've really brought on not only individuals to run the show, but also entire teams. And for example, you know, Rachel Shute is Columbia University statistician. She's also the chief data officer at News Corp. And you know, she's got a dedicated team under her, and it really is looking at drop-off rates and, you know, where people have stopped reading certain articles and when they've clicked over to an advertisement, and then filling all that data to find out if people are continuing to subscribe or click onto advertisements to sort of maximize their revenue potential from advertisements. Is also maybe optimizing the way that they create content, create stories. Same thing is true at the New York Times. You know, they also have brought in not only Chris Wiggins, who's another Columbia University statistician, but he's also chief data scientist over at the New York Times, and he's doing the same things. And they also had a woman who was executive vice president of data insights and analytics, and they've got entire teams now dedicated to this. Now, the ones that aren't doing it right, you know, the ones that are not as successful, are really not taking advantage of the data that they're getting, not only from traditional readers on the web, but also social, mobile, you know, those readers as well. There's a wealth of analytics, a wealth of data out there. The big challenge is how do we create predictive and prescriptive analytics on top of that data to make solid business decisions. The thing that news media companies do right now to be successful in 2020 would be following the models that are working, right? So there are models that we can look to, not that we want every organization to be like BuzzFeed, but there certainly are tips and tricks we can get from Digiday and from BuzzFeed and some of the startups that are out there. Viral marketing on social media. I would say also look to what happened in classifieds. You know, the biggest challenge was when we lost classifieds to Craigslist and to Hot Jobs and things like that. But we're finding the same is true with Yelp, with you know, any kind of descriptions on recommendations for everything from hotels to trips to restaurants. So I would say, you know, I'll quote Jeremiah Owyang, who is the founder of Crowd Companies. He said that the ultimate manifestation of the collaborative economy is when the customer becomes the company. And I think sometimes media companies consider the customer an afterthought, but all of these other companies like Yelp, the customer is the company. The customers are the ones who are writing the reviews. And I notice things that aren't working, like NPR. They shut down their comment section on their blog. And to me, that's the opposite of where they need to go. You actually need to be embracing the customer and making the customer part of the company.